Alderman David Bogdala, representing the government subcommittee of the Kenosha 2020 census. Our responsibility is to ensure that two things happen. Number one, that we get an accurate count of everybody in the city of Kenosha, but also for the reasons of making sure that when we do redistricting, that our populations and our districts are accurately reflect where our population is. Secondly, for the city and for the county, when we are applying and looking for funding from the federal government, it's important for them to know exactly where our populations are, how those populations are being served, and if in fact they're being underserved, how can they assist us in making sure that we have adequate services for them. Well, one big piece of funding for us is community development block grant funding. That's funding that comes directly from the federal government, and it's in targeted neighborhoods. And of course, those neighborhoods change every 10 years, so it's important for us to know who's there, what services do they need, what things can we be providing. So community development block grant funding is something that is very important to us, that helps out nonprofits, not only the city, but also helps out the nonprofits in our community as they're working through serving different sectors of populations of Kenosha. And so it's very important for us to accurately reflect where people are and what services we need to actually provide to them to make sure that we're taking care of them. This is a secure process. This is a confidential process. We don't get that. We don't see the specific information, but it's important to make sure that as we look to make sure that we have adequate representation, both at the federal and at the local level, that we are able to draw districts and draw those maps so that we can make sure that we're reflective of the community at which we serve. That's why it's very important. You shouldn't be afraid. You shouldn't be concerned. You're not going to get called any more times you get called to jury duty. That happens no matter what. It is required by our Constitution to make sure that we are adequately reflecting the people in our communities and make sure that our representatives are representing our community properly.